Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Northern Ireland Women's Football Show with me, Jana McCabe. Today I've got two captains with me. I've got Lisburn Rangers captain Helen Parker and Ballymoney United's captain Lauren Marshall. Thank you both for joining me today. Laura, firstly congratulations on winning Division 2 last year. Have you got over it yet?
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was just an expectation that the girls sort of had within our club, and that's what we wanted to do, was to go out and win Division 2. So all the girls are delighted, but we're looking forward to the season ahead in Division 1.
Certainly not that long to go. I know off season for me particularly is kind of flowing in.
Yeah, it's been hectic. Like, the girls have been training 3 times a week, and now we've got pre-season friendlies coming up as well, which is good. So that'll give us a real feel for competition heading into Division 1. So it's only around the corner, a few weeks, and we're ready to go.
Sure, there's a nice atmosphere, in pre-season, because you obviously are coming in as champions now, that you feel like you can do something in Division 1.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point of it. The girls are setting, and our managers are setting the standard that nothing less than first place will do. So the girls obviously have that, maybe a little bit of pressure on their backs, but they're also good at kind of taking it in their stride, because we've done quite well in the past, so it's nothing that we're not used to. So we're hoping that Division 1 is going to be exactly the same.
And there'll be some very, very tough opponents in Division 1. What do you know about those guys that will be there?
We actually have a few teams that we've played in the past that are brought up now to Division 1 as well. So the likes of Green Island. We have 3 or 4 other teams in there that we've played before. We do have 3 new teams that we haven't played before. So we're looking forward to playing those guys to see how we got on with them. Just something different and something new for the girls to look forward to keep it competitive.
Is it a little bit harder to play teams that you don't know? Because I'm sure you kind of can remember certain things about teams that you have, but then if it's somebody completely new, are you kind of going in blind it?
Yeah, I suppose you are, but kind of myself do a bit of research as well in the background, just to kind of see what players they have.
So if you see you lurking at a game and doing research,
if I'm round the corner, don't say anything.
Hiding in the bush.
Yeah, absolutely. So if it's teams that we know we're coming up against, you might have a look at maybe their social media to kind of maybe have a look at maybe who their key players are. And being around the football scene for a long time, you maybe know a few of those players, which is good. So you kind of know what to expect from maybe a few of them. But there is that element of surprise coming around to new teams. But that's the exciting thing, is to kind of find out how you get on against new opposition.
So if all Division 1 teams on social media go silent before they play Ballymoney, it's because of you, and Valerie will be coming after you.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, nothing new there with our Valerie. She'll be after us.
And Helen, you're obviously going into the Premiership this year. That must be really exciting.
Yeah, it's something we started the journey 7 years ago, and we've built on it every 5 years. We've just won the league, so yeah, we're excited. It's what we wanted to achieve at the start, and it's just great to say that we have achieved it, and we're all looking forward to it as a club.
It's just going to be year after year of wins. Like, you must be going in with some confidence that you can really pull off a good surprise here.
Yeah, we are looking forward to it. We know, like, if we get our performances right, the results will take care of themselves. So all our focus is on us and how we perform, and we'll just take every game as it comes.
And how's pre-season been so far? You guys didn't really seem to stop. You seem to just keep going.
No, we haven't really stopped. We had 2 weeks of Christmas and then straight back in. Pre-season's good. The intensity and the qualities are, and we're just building on it every week, and yeah, just looking forward to the new season.
Who are you nervous to play? Anybody you're excited to play, or is it just kind of take it as it comes?
Just take it as it comes. We will prepare the same for every game, and we're excited to play everyone. We just want to stand by our authority on the pitch, and hopefully we'll get the results.
Is there teams that you kind of think that you can be like, that have been in the Premiership before, that kind of have come through and kind of proven themselves?
We just want to really stamp Lisburn Rangers in the Premiership, because we have successed a lot over the 5 years, and we just want to show all the leagues that that is where we're meant to be, and hopefully the performances will take care of themselves.
And the fixtures have come out just today as we film, and I think you've got an interesting first 3 fixtures in it: Larne, Derry and Linfield. Is that your top 3 first?
Yeah, first 3 games.
What do you think about those ones?
Yeah, we're just excited. As I said, we're going to prepare the same for every game, no matter who it is, and it's just the focus is all on us.
Is it difficult in this kind of because you haven't had that much of a break, or does it make it easier that you just kind of keep on driving, keep pushing until you start, and then it'll just be all guns blazing?
Yeah, I think it's easier because we know to hit the ground running. We want to hit the ground running going in just to that league, and then yeah, so I think it's easier.
And Laura, it's all very tight, you know, in every league it seems like there's going to be really good competitions. All the league structures have just been announced in IWFA. We kind of mentioned about your opponents. It is good that it's going to be very competitive and everybody's kind of pushing for promotion now.
Yeah, I think that's the real thing. Everybody wants to kind of get themselves to the top standard, kind of following the way Lisburn Rangers have come right from the bottom right through. And we're kind of a team that's kind of following in their steps. So we've won Division 5, 4, 3 and 2, and now we're in the Division 1 and we want to hit that championship next year. So the competition's going to be good, it's going to be feisty, so we're looking forward to it as well.
You mentioned there that Lisburn are kind of the team that have done it.
Yeah.
That must give you confidence that you can also do it because somebody has come from the bottom and obviously done amazing and got to the top league.
Absolutely, yeah. Any team in any division can do what they want as long as they've got their mindset to it. And I know both of our managers are good friends as well, so they're constantly on the phone every week. So I've no doubt they're sharing tactics and all that stuff. But yeah, absolutely, all the girls. It's just instilling in the girls that they can do it and believe in themselves and get to that top place.
Is that kind of youth structure as well that are going to be coming through? Is that going to help you because you obviously have a reserves team that are in IWFA as well and they're doing well in their Division 3 this year?
Yeah, Division 3, our reserves are doing really well. Division 3, and they're looking forward to competition as well. And then we've got a youth academy pushing its way through as well. We've got some cracking little players coming through and they'll hopefully make their way up through the reserves and then into the first team as well. So it's vital to have that youth structure in place, which is really good, and that helps the older girls as well, seeing that there's talent coming through and it keeps them on their toes as well.
For the likes of yourself who's been there basically the whole time, with those younger ones coming through, just kind of in awe that there's so many coming through and like there's so many participating now?
Yeah, it's really, really good. The youth structure started maybe four years ago, and it keeps building every year and we keep getting numbers in and there's girls travelling from afar. Maybe half an hour to bring their under 11 across to training. Like it's amazing, and they've been doing really well. And the older girls love seeing it, like love seeing the youth coming through. And I think it was last season, just before we got back into pre-season again, we brought the youth academy and the seniors together, and the seniors helped run like a tournament with the young girls and kind of jumped in where they could. And I think it's very important that the youth see the seniors and the seniors see the youth. So you can actually like bond together as a full club, and the youth now are starting to come up through to watch the senior matches for the first and reserve. So it's good having that whole kind of club family feel, which is brilliant.
I'm sure the little kids are kind of looking up to you as idols and feel like they want to be you. And
Something like that, yeah.
Helen, you're obviously a little bit younger. No, sorry, and you've kind of come in as a young age and you've kind of built yourself up. How impressive is that? Just, you know, like you were quite young when you started and now look at Lisburn.
Yeah, so we did start the journey 7 years ago when we entered into the under-17s. So that's like how young we were. And then as soon as we could, we entered the senior leagues. And I think we've all grown like as a club and a team, and like we have matured. Even though we're still young, I feel like we have matured as a team and a club. And yeah, it's great.
See, like Laura, under-17s, I wasn't going to call you an under-17. Like.
Not quite anymore, no.
And that kind of community aspect that Laura also said about, I'm sure that's because you've kind of been playing together for so long, that's really a key in Lisburn too.
Yeah, our team is just a massive family as well as the academy. We've started up at the academy and it's growing hugely, and it's great to see so many of the academy players at our matches. It's just a big family at Lisburn, yeah, it's great.
During the week, Northern Ireland secured their League B status by beating Montenegro in the playoffs. We're going to head over to Rachel Barlow as she talks us through both games.
Northern Ireland will remain in League B of the Nations League after they drew 1-1 with Montenegro in the second leg of their promotion-relegation playoff. Leading 2-0 from the first leg in Montenegro, where Demi Vance and Lauren Wade put Northern Ireland ahead on Friday, they fell behind to Desic's 66th-minute header when they hosted at Windsor Park on Tuesday night. Clear-cut chances were at a premium in the second half until Montenegro's opener arrived. A corner whipped in and Desic evaded Rebecca McKenna to par a bullet header past Harvey Clifford. The goal seemed to have jolted Northern Ireland into life, and they went close 71 minutes in when Hamilton fizzled a low cross to McGill, who on the side hit the crossbar. Maxwell floated the ball to Mason at the back post and the defender headed the ball into the path of McGill, who slotted one home in front of over 4,000 fans. Tanya Oxtoby, the Northern Ireland manager, said, "Our aim was always to stay in this group, so from that perspective it's job done. But there are learnings from tonight and we'll take these and we will continue to develop and grow on our journey." Still, it is job done and now Northern Ireland can look forward to their Euro 2025 qualifiers beginning in April, safe in the knowledge that they will remain in League B of the Nations League.
Thank you, Rachel Barlow, for that. We both watched that Northern Ireland game. Lauren, I'll start with you. How do you think they got on? It's so relieving that it's just over now and that we can kind of move on.
Yeah, job done, as Tanya was saying as well in her interviews, but totally agree that I think they get into a bit of a fight when they didn't have to get into a bit of a fight, and the girls can definitely give more, but done well, done what they had to do over the 2 legs, and that's, as they say, it's job done.
There was a little bit of a nervy moment whenever Montenegro scored. I kind of was like, surely they can't do this.
Yeah. I thought that as well, but at the same time I was like, well, maybe now this might give the girls a bit of a kick to say, no, actually you have to get our heads down here and have to start working, and thankfully that happened.
And Kerry Halliday, somebody that was obviously great that night and somebody that Ballymoney know very well.
Yeah, Kerry, yeah, she's been with us for years. Like, Kerry started in our youth setup, played with the boys, played with the girls, came right through to our senior setup whenever we started the senior structure. And it's only his past 2 seasons she's moved on to Linfield. So no, and she still comes down and still coaches our youth academy whenever she can. She's a great girl. Her and Emily Reid were the 2 girls that moved on at that time, and they've done a lot for the club in the past, and they're 2 great ambassadors for Ballymoney as well.
We talked earlier about that kind of youth coming through. Are the likes of people like Kerry Halliday the perfect example of, like, you can be like that, you can go on and do it?
Yeah, without a doubt. And all the young girls, even at the academy, still love them. Especially Kerry, who comes down to show her face quite a lot. And she's actually stopped into our senior training before. She's just such a good girl, and all the girls are just dying about her. And like, I remember whenever I bought my house, she was the first one knocking on my door, being like, yes, you know what's happening. She's such a good girl. She's still very close with us all, which is great, and we love to see her succeed.
Is it going to be whenever Ballymoney kind of push on Championship next year, the year after Premiership, and you're going to be nicking her back, being like, sorry, Linfield?
Yeah, absolutely. She's going to have to sign back for us, and there's going to be no tolerance option with that. She's going to have to come back.
You should not be allowed in your house.
No, absolutely not.
And Helen, you were at the game. What was the atmosphere like?
Yeah, it was good. We knew Northern Ireland, we knew they needed to win, so yeah, it was good to just get the job done. And it was a good atmosphere with all the fans.
Was there a little bit of nerves there? Neither of us were there. Whenever that goal did go in, was there like, oh no, they can't?
I think it just like calmed the girls in a way. They like it set the levels and they knew what they needed to do. And I think it did like give them a wee kick and just to go and strive and get the equaliser.
Do you get any tips from the Northern Ireland girls on how you're going to push in the Premiership next year?
No. Well, I've had the privilege to play alongside Kerry Halliday and Naomi McLaughlin, who got called in through the youth setup, so yeah, like I know what they're like, and it's just great to see that they're now pushing into the senior team.
And there's players in there that are going to be playing against you next year, where you're kind of being like, oh no, I don't want to see, I can see her do that to that Montenegro player, she might do that to me next year.
I think we're just excited, like it's the opposition we've wanted to face, and if they're playing for their country at the top level, it's as players, that's who we want to be playing with week in, week out, so we want to strive on it, and just hopefully it'll be a good performance and we can learn from them as well.
And Lauren, a lot coming up for Northern Ireland, kind of a little break now, but it looks now that we've got kind of a team settled and pushed on from that Euros, and we can kind of just push forward and there's no going back now.
Yeah, the girls have the right mindset, and it's been a big transition for the girls with new managers and stuff coming in and new backroom staff, but the girls are definitely going in the right direction. They've got a lot to give and there's so much talent in that squad, so it's exciting watching it to see how far they can go.
Helen, would you seem to agree now Tanya's settled in that the only way's up?
Yeah, 100%. I think Tanya's like went in and stamped like the way she wants the girls to play, and it is showing with the results, and their performances have got better. So yeah, I think the only way is up with Tanya and the girls.
I'm just kind of hoping for another Euros experience anytime soon. I think I just still haven't recovered from Southampton. I'm like, come on girls, please.
I know, it was crazy. I remember being there and the atmosphere was insane.
Unreal.
It was just like a sea of green everywhere, and it was brilliant. Like win, lose or draw, everybody was behind the girls. Like they knew coming in to face the likes of England that, you know, they were totally up against it with the standard of players and the experience they have as well compared to our girls. But do you know what, they done themselves proud. Like absolutely no shame at all in the results, and it was great to see the girls get that far.
But even though they were so outnumbered at
Yeah.
that game,
Yeah.
you could still hear the Northern Ireland section. Like we were up at the
100%.
media side and you could hear the
Yeah.
Northern Ireland songs, you could hear everything.
It was amazing, like it really was good. I know, I think we had like the corner of like the stadium.
Yeah, it was tiny,
It was
yeah, and you
tiny
could still hear it.
compared
Like,
to
it was
everybody else, yeah, and I remember actually coming away with no voice for about 2 weeks. It was crazy, it was really good atmosphere.
That kind of teases up, doesn't it? We want more now. And it wasn't even like we were in the UK then, it was boiling and it was lovely.
Roasting, yeah, it was really good. Oh, it was brilliant. I know, take us back.
Helen, you were there too, some experience, and also Switzerland next. Are you hoping for a little trip there?
Yeah, I think so. Euros at Southampton, it was just unreal. The noise, and the girls did play and perform very well under the pressure. So yeah, I think Northern Ireland will be looking forward to the next Euros in Switzerland. So yeah, I'm ready for a trip if they are. So yeah.
Helen, you've obviously got abundance of experience in the underage of Northern Ireland. Are you hoping you might be on that plane going to Switzerland if we make it?
Well, I've been through like the setups all the way from under 15 to under 19s. So at the minute there is no like under 21, so there is a big gap. So I think like if I work hard in my club and hopefully you may be spotted, like I think it is every young girl's dream to play for Northern Ireland. So you just have to work hard and put in the work, and hopefully you do get spotted.
Last week we had Jana McCabe on, and she was kind of saying it's difficult whenever you kind of move past that under 19s to do stuff. Just how difficult is that gap, and is it kind of key that Northern Ireland do get like an under 21s and more of a like that kind of age group set up in?
Yeah, 100%. I think it is very difficult because you go from training like 4 times a week with them, and then just with your club it is very difficult. And then just to like get spotted as well after the under 19s, because when you do, like when Tanya's looking for players, she goes to the under 19s, but obviously there is loads of players who've like fell out of the system after under 19, so I think it is massive that they do push for like an under 21s just to like maintain the quality as well as the girls and make sure like more girls are still playing at like that age.
Does that lack of under 21s test your resilience, or does it just kind of make you want to push on and get that senior squad eventually?
I think it depends like your mindset. So for me, like I want to push on, so be resilient, but some other girls it might not be the same. So it's just like how much you really do want it, like how much you do want to play for that country, for your country.
And with Tanya in, and she's obviously been picking the younger players, like Kerry Halliday, Lily Crooks has got her opportunity too. That must give you confidence that she is putting trust in those younger players.
Yeah, 100%. I think she is putting the trust in the younger players, and as she is only in the job, so I do think she's going to look like through the teams in the Premiership that's starting. So hopefully, some other young players do get spotted and they get their opportunity.
She'll need a wee trip to Lisburn Rangers game this season then?
Yeah, hopefully.
Or a couple? She'll warn her, be like,
yeah, there's loads of girls, like there's handful of girls who have been through the setup in Lisburn and that are now like in the stage, the middle gap, where they've done their under 19, so there's 4 or 5 of us, so yeah, it'd be great for Tanya to come down and just like see what we're all about.
So maybe we'll be on like the people, like supporters playing, go to Switzerland, but you'll not care, you'll be like players by then, so you need to remember us, right, you know. Go from first class, like passes some stuff down, yeah. We're going to take another break here in the studio
and hand over to Colin for a preview of the All Ireland Cup.
The draw for the group stages of the Women's All Ireland Cup 2024 took place last week in Dublin, and as expected threw up some interesting ties for our northern based sides. Kicking off this year just slightly ahead of the start of the Sports Direct Women's Premiership, this season's tournament sees a slight reduction in the number of teams competing from the north due to the late withdrawal of Sion Swifts from the Women's Premiership. However, there are still plenty of fascinating ties for our sides to look forward to. Starting off with Group A, this division features 2 of our local sides, Linfield Women and, making their debut in the competition, Lisburn Ladies, with Bohemians and Peamount United making up what will be a very difficult group for all of the sides. Group B sees last year's beaten finalist Cliftonville Ladies paired with Wexford, Cork City and Shelbourne, and with Wexford having won Group A last year ahead of Shamrock Rovers and Glentoran, this could well be the toughest group of the lot. Group C sees local representation from Crusaders Strikers, who are up against Shamrock Rovers, DLR Waves and Treaty United, with the crews already knowing that they have it in their locker to defeat DLR, having beaten them 3-1 in last year's competition. And finally to Group D, where Glentoran women find themselves alongside the defending champions Galway United, Sligo Rovers and Athlone Town in what promises to be another exciting round of games. This season's competition kicks off on Saturday, March 23rd, with full fixture details to be confirmed in due course.
Helen, is that something you're kind of pushing for next year, to push on and get in that All Ireland Cup?
Yeah, it's something like we want to play in. Just more teams, so more like different oppositions that we'd like to play in. So yeah, it's something that we are pushing for.
Lauren, your day job, you don't really get away from sport. You seem to play so many, and then your day job is a lot to do with sport. What's it like? You said about this community stuff throughout. In your job as well, you've kind of got other kids like that you're with there. Do they go to your Ballymoney training as well?
There's been a few through my teaching job that I've kind of picked out and got them down to the Ballymoney youth setup and pushing them through. Yeah, we've got the likes of Shannon Friel and Emily Kyle. And a couple of other ones that are coming through the reserves and hopefully eventually make their way up to the first team, which is vital, getting them some game time now and keep them pushing. But yeah, you find the odd little superstar that you love to bring through the setup from school.
Sure, that's quite a rewarding job as well, seeing all the kids kind of grow in sport.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Whenever they come in first year and then you're into competitive sports, like a range of sports like your hockey, your football, your netball, and you bring them right through, and then fifth year they're completely different girls, completely different team and set up. So it's good seeing them develop, and that's the whole point of it.
And you play hockey and rugby yourself as well as playing football.
Try to anyway, yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of skills that kind of move between all sports.
Yeah, there's a bit of transitional skills in there within a lot of the sports. Probably just brute force and ignorance is a good one from the rugby that comes through to the football and into the defence line, the back line, centre back. But hockey, yeah, it's interesting to see the range of tactics across different sports. The bit that I'm interested in is how they actually run their clubs, and seeing all the little setups that they have, their youth systems, how they run that, coming through to their youth setups and into the senior setups. There's a lot of things I take, maybe even fundraiser ways, right from hockey club, Limma Valley Hockey Club, right through to Ballymoney Football Club. The social aspects of things, so it's good kind of getting an idea from a different viewpoints, which is good from all the different sports as well.
So this is why Ballymoney are growing so much, first team and youth, because you're going around all the other clubs. You're peering one day out of hedges, and then you're going and taking all the hockey clubs. I'm just nabbing
whatever I can, whatever works. Yeah,
That's a good tactic.
Absolutely. If I find something that works, then hopefully it works in football as well. Yeah, absolutely. Just bring it across. Sure, why not?
Helen, outside of playing, football's a big part of your life as well, and you're studying at Ulster University at the minute. You're doing football coaching and business. I'm sure that's great, kind of, you can bring that back to football too.
Yeah, it's great so to get the coaching, like it helps me as a player as well, what I can bring on the pitch. And then with like the business side, it's great to see like all the background stuff in a team and like what you have to do away. So it's not all about just playing and like the first team. There's like loads of different aspects like behind the football club, and it's just great that I see that there's so many different opportunities for like me in particular, because I want to do something in sport to go down that route.
And you're starting new coaching things next week. That's going to be a good experience.
Yeah, so in the next couple of weeks I'm starting my B licence. So it's just great that like I want to add more and more, and it'll just help me as a player as well. And then in the future, when I'm not playing no more, that's what I want to strive to be, a coach, and to help like younger players.
It's obviously something you do at the minute is coaching, and as you said, you want to push on for that. Where would you like to be? What's the kind of ideal where you'd like to go?
Yeah, so I really enjoy coaching. It's just great to see the improvement of the players, and yeah, I want to strive towards like being like a first team coach, something that I've always just like dreamt of, like have my own club, like I can call it like my team. So yeah, I'm just something to look forward to in the future.
Is there any manager over here, maybe across the water, that you kind of look at and you're like, I want to be them, that's the kind of vibe I want?
Well, as an Arsenal fan, I have to say like Arteta. I think he's been class with Arsenal, and everything's just clicking like at the right time. And yeah, there was loads of like critics with him, but he's just stuck with like his the way he wants to play, and it's just worked. So yeah, I'd have to say him.
I'll not judge you for being an Arsenal fan. And also the it's all clicking thing. You want to rewind this at the end of the season in case you don't win the league.
Yeah, I just think everything's just clicked, and we've just started scoring goals, and he's just stamped like the way he wants to perform as a team, and it's just worked, I think.
Lauren, as this season draws in, as I said, you've been here from the start since you kind of restarted. Can you believe how much you've grown and kind of what's to come in the future?
Yeah, it's kind of a pinch me moment sometimes with how well the girls and the management and backroom staff have all done. Whenever we started, I remember we were actually standing on our very, very first friendly 5 years ago, and we had 30 girls at the side of a pitch ready to play. It was one of those friendlies where it was just get girls game time, and the other team didn't mind roll on, roll off. So we've actually grown that much that we had to bring in a reserve team, which was brilliant. And the crack's good throughout the clubs. The reserves and the first are very close. We love supporting each other in their matches. So that's been really good. And then the youth academy, we're now hitting on 70 young girls that have started to come through. Some of those as well are from afar, which is good. So it's been a really, really good kind of promotion for the club as well. It's just now all the local people getting behind the players in the club to keep pushing us and keep supporting us so the girls can keep doing well.
Was it an easy decision bringing the club back, or was it just kind of so nerve-wracking and was it difficult?
No, it was easy. It was always something I had in my head in the pipeline. Whenever Ballymoney Ladies started years and years ago, I think I was maybe 11, 12 at the time. And after a couple of years, the girls folded. Just there was nobody coming through, and we just didn't have that option. So I moved on to other clubs, and then went to do my teaching in England and come back. And as soon as I stepped foot back home, that was the number one priority, was getting Ballymoney on the go again. And it's brilliant how much the girls have come across.
You must be very proud, like obviously before you said it folded because people weren't coming through, but now there seems to be so many coming through from different angles. You've kind of just pulled it all off. It's all kind of come together, like Helen said.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And there's definitely more than me behind the scenes. We've got my family are very so into it, like mum, dad, my sisters, the committee now, we've got a good committee up and running. We've got our coach and manager Nigel. We've brought a new guy in, Will. The reserves now have a coach and manager. Everything just seems to keep building, and it's building bricks. It's just kind of keep the girls going and making sure we've got the right kind of structure coming through. And it's brilliant. It's amazing how much it's come on, but we just want to keep pushing now and keep doing well.
And Helen, is a club that has done well and now pushed to the top, would you have advice for teams that are kind of trying to do that, the likes of Ballymoney?
Yeah, just keep going. Try and keep your players together. I think that was the main thing that got us through the leagues. The commitment that the girls have to the club and the loyalty that they've shown. It's just massive, and then just keep improving. And the only way is up. Yeah, just take every game as it comes and just strive on it.
We spoke about that community aspect with the two of you, and we just spoke about families. Your mum is very involved in your club. Is that helpful, or is it kind of, do you feel more nerves because your mum's on the sidelines?
Yeah, sometimes. I do get you do feel nerves at any game, but it's just how you strive on them, how you take them nerves, and either let them swallow you up or strive on them and perform better. So yeah, my mum is involved. I think it does help me because everyone's involved as well, my whole family, my granda, every match. So it's just great to have them alongside me and yeah.
I'm sure they're excited to see you play in the Premiership this year.
Yeah, they're super excited. It's just something we thought of 7 years ago and just never really thought it was going to happen, but it's now it's not a dream anymore, it's reality.
You said it's like that dream. Do you have any goals this year personally, or is it just kind of you're living this dream, you need to keep going?
Yeah, not even a dream, we are in reality now, we're in the Premiership, and as myself as a player, I just want to perform the best I can and help the team in the best way I can. If that's scoring or not scoring, I just want to help the team, and hopefully the performance will just come out, and yeah.
I'm very excited to see how you get on in the Premiership this year, and Lauren, I'm really excited to see how Ballymoney get on in Division 1.
Yep.
Really exciting to see the two of you, and I'm sure I'll do plenty of your games and you'll be both avoiding me whenever I come for interviews. That's it for this episode of the Northern Ireland Women's Football Show. Thank you so much for watching, but for now, it's goodbye from me.